All right, everybody. This is Anuj here once again, and I'm here again with the ChatGPT, some of the specific usage. Uh, Till now, I have made couple of videos where we use ChatGPT for our general use to save our time, to browse someone, plan something, some kind of stuff. We also did a video of professional use when you are in office. How can you save your time? How can you do some of the stuff that normally you use Google or any other conventional way of getting the help from internet? And we did it with the Chat GPT till now. And today, I'm going to talk about something interesting, which is a quality assurance related stuff. QA is a very specific thing for software industry, and as every other IT aspect of software development and software usage is going to be implemented, going to be kind of impacted by AI, specifically because I am talking about ChatGPT. So we'll see how the ChatGPT can help us in doing some of the QA activities. So people who do not know what, I will give a summary of how the QA works. So whenever there is a software development project is starting, client or the product owner comes with a business requirement that I want my software to do this stuff. Some of the business requirement have many bullet points, and the software developers they have to make the system accordingly. And testers, how they do is from business requirement they formulate the test requirement. Test requirements are the high level of the needs of the functional testing kind of thing for the software. And from business requirement, then it's expected to write test cases. Test cases generally they are categorized into the positive scenario test cases for end-to-end testing, negative scenario test cases. Positive is something what the software is doing that it is supposed to do that needs to be validated. And the negative scenarios are software should not do what it is not expected to do. Like if you have a login screen, for example, Facebook login screen, positive scenario is I put my user ID, which is mostly email or phone number and password, then I should be able to log in. But negative scenarios can be I put my email correctly, I put a wrong password, then I should get a proper error message that I'm not able to log in. I put a right password but a wrong email, then also it should give me an error message. I do not put my email, just put the password, leave the email prompt empty. I should get an error message. And same goes when I put the email, but the password is not anything written there. Then that also should be a kind of giving me the error message. So these kind of negative scenarios are there. There are a lot of positive scenarios, but negative should also be there. And normally when some non-QA mindset, which is product owner, developers, or Scrum Master, when they try to test the application, they are not so creative in thinking about the negative scenarios. So for that, QA mindset is needed. And today we are going to see if ChatGPT can help us uh, going from business requirement to create a test requirement and then test cases with the mapping sheet and all that stuff. So I would like to be a little bit more lazy and I will not feed the business requirement to ChatGPT. In fact, I will ask ChatGPT to make me a sample business requirement that I can later use for the test requirement. So I have saved some of the stuff to some prompt where I can uh, ask ChatGPT to do the things. So let's see. I have a prompt where I would like ChatGPT to formulate a detailed business requirement for me related to an e-commerce app for testing. And some details of those e-commerce app are the app will be launched on Android and iOS platform. App supports uh, all related supports like setting of the products and everything will be done via back office. and the app will be launched in India with the specifics of selling the electronic products from the companies named Sony and Microsoft. So let's see. We go to the prompt, open our ChatGPT and type what do we want. Okay, let me resize my window. Is it fully visible now? Yes. Okay, so everything is set. Let's see what ChatGPT gives us. In fact, I want it in an Excel sheet. So let me type, mm, please generate an Excel sheet for me for above. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's not go to the Excel yet, and we'll see ChatGPT can make the Excel sheet or the Word file later or not. So let's go with this one and see the response. Wow, memory updated. What's that? All right, still writing. Oh, is it done? Is it done? Looks like ChatGPT has stopped its work in the middle. Let's try again. Let's regenerate. Click on the regenerate button. Just wait, not use the mouse cursor. All right. Okay, so things are done. Let's visualize. I just saw it has also written the testing requirement here because my prompt has spoken something about e-commerce app for testing. So that is something wrong I did. Right now, I just want the business requirement. So I will remove for testing. So now it says, please formulate the detailed business requirement for an e-commerce app and all the other details. And let's see what happens now. Okay, I won't touch it. All right, it's all ready. Let's see till the end. It has a conclusion and everything. And let's go back and see what this e-commerce app has for us. So introduction, the document outlines the business requirement for an e-commerce application. It will be launched in Android, on Android and iOS. The app designed to sell the products from these two companies, and it's in Indian market, and its support of the app will be from back office. Let's go to the business objective directly. Market penetration, establish a strong presence in an Indian e-commerce market. Then revenue generation, how we are going to generate the revenue is sales revenue, of course, and then customer satisfaction. So providing an intuitive and efficient shopping experience to ensure high customer satisfaction and retention. So that's the objective, that's the pillar, how the app should be made. The app should be intuitive and very efficient in terms of shopping experience. All right, operational efficiency. It has to be smooth, fast, good customer support, inventory management. Okay, that uh, have everything. Functional requirement. So what user must be able to do. All right, this is interesting now. Uh, you guys must be using some kind of e-commerce app. Now it is time to compare what ChatGPT has given to us, and what you have in your app that probably you can see, which is absent here. You can tell me later in the comments. So user registration and login, of course. Once I log in, I need to see the products. So display a comprehensive catalog of Sony and Microsoft products. Include product image, specifications, price, and customer reviews. Okay, good enough. As a business requirement, there should be a search filter. So if I'm going to, I know the product, I'll just search in the search prompt and filter it. Allow users to filter product. Okay, so I should be able to search by text. Some companies like Alibaba, they also allow to search by images, that you can take a photo and try to search. But this is good enough. We can add it later on, something is if it is missing. Allow the users to add filters. So if some user has some price range limits or some kind of brand limits, that I want to see only Sony products, not Microsoft, and the customer ratings also. Some people just want good customer rating products and don't gonna get caught into good marketing from a bad product. Product details. So product details should be there and with the high resolution image. Okay, that's nice. Option to view similar products and related accessories. Okay, so mostly it happens when you search something in an e-commerce app, you get the product. When you're browsing it, in the end, it is like similar products, or users who bought this, they also bought those products, kind of thing. That's just a kind of helping the user to think more uh, in place in order to decide his purchasing decision. Shopping cart. All right. Once you select the product, it should go into the cart. User should be able to add, remove, and update the products in their cart. Display the total price and applicable taxes if there are any. It can be a tax, it can also be delivery charges, kind of stuff. Next, let's go to the checkout process. So, secure and straightforward checkout process. Multiple payment options. So if you have debit card, credit card, net banking, and India has another payment called UPI, some digital wallets like Google Pay, Phone Pay, kind of stuff. Wow, that's interesting. Option to save pay methods for the future use. Okay, that's also, I don't want to put my credit card details all the time. So it should be able to one tap and auto detect of money. Order management. So user can see their order history and they should be able to track the current orders, their status, whether they are processing on the way, delivered, cancelled, kind of thing should be there. And they should have also an option to cancel or return the orders. Okay, nice. Customer support. So in-app chat support should be there. Nice. FAQ section, user guide for troubleshooting common issues. Then the user profile where they can put their some details like emails, phone number, and all for e-commerce app and the provider to deliver it to their place. Talk to them. Addresses, payment method, and they should also have option to edit and view their profile. Nice. And now we come to because we have put one option in the prompt where we want app to be supported, should be done via back office. So I think the next one is for back office. Admin features, product management, whatever user sees should be managed from here. Order management in a chunk or in a different view compared to what user is seeing. The order should be sent here. They should be able to process the refund and returns. Customer management. So if you have customers, you can view and manage the user. How back office manages the user. If user is doing something wrong or they have done bad rating for unnecessary reason, there is an escalation kind of stuff, then they should be banned. There should be some kind of anything that user cannot do from his end and some update is needed, then customers can manage. Some of the e-commerce applications, they also have a tier system. Like if there are customers who rarely buy anything, just come for browsing, they are in an elementary category. Then customers are in higher category. There can be some kind of uh, tiers of membership. These are part of loyalty program where customer can feel proud when they are buying a lot, and then it just increases the retention on a particular e-commerce app. So that can also happen. Then back office should be able to see the analytics and reporting so that they can improve later on. So some kind of sales report analyze the customer behavior. Well, this is very detailed. It comes into business intelligence analytics. And also, if you are an e-commerce app user and you see some of the recommended apps coming to you, or based on your previous purchases, there are some recommendation on your home screen, or you get some notification about some new products coming in, added into the e-commerce app. That is all done after this analysis of the customer behavior. And in my opinion, currently the e-commerce applications who are getting more popular, they use this analysis of the customer behavior quite well. And some of the applications who might integrate with your Facebook or Instagram or TikTok account. TikTok itself is an e-commerce application right now, but they understand your preferences quite well. E-commerce from TikTok is getting very popular in USA these days, and they are competing with Amazon. The reason is because of the those short videos behavior of the users, that whatever they are watching, uh, it becomes very easy for e-commerce application to push them some products and show them the videos which are like a review of those products or selling of those products. So they are in a summary, they are like getting more accurate compared to what user wants right now, kind of stuff. Okay, quite nice. Admin or the back office should be able to provide some promotions and discounts. So that's nice. They should be able to create a promotional campaigns, and they should be able to discount on the special products which are set up in the first section, but now there is a discounted one. In Asia, there is a famous things happening with every month, similar month and date of each month, like 1/1, so 1st January, 2/2 is 2nd February, 3/3, 3rd March, kind of that. It happens all year there these days, and they get heavy discounts, and people usually buy on that time. Okay, then there are some non-functional requirements which are not from the end user, but platform-wise, those should be there. Performance. App should load within 3 seconds. Okay, that's aggressive. The search function should send the result in 2 seconds. Scalability. App should be able to handle up to 1 million users concurrently. Okay, that's the business requirement. We'll create the test requirement from it later on, and let's see. Then security. There should be SSL encryption with a data transmission, secured storage for user data complying with GDPR and local regulation. Nice. One thing I see, it is a bit confusing because I told the prompt that this will be launched in India, and India has its own local regulation. Okay, those are there, but GDPR shouldn't be there because it's applicable only for European countries. Compatibility, the app should be compatible for Android version 8 and above, iOS version 12 and above. I think what ChatGPT has thought about it in terms of Android and iOS version is these are the most popular ones. So if somebody is using a below than that, then it's very difficult for the developers to make it include the compatibility of those. So better just remove them, and those percentage will be very less. And those users, even if they install, probably they won't be buying anything from the e-commerce app. Usability. App should have an intuitive and user-friendly interface. Okay, this business requirement is going to be very detailed and very subjective. So I think if the UI and UX and navigation of the app is ready, that can have a lot of discussion about why and how it is more intuitive. It's all based on the UI UX designer. Then we go to the usability. So ensure accessibility for users with disabilities. All right. So maybe this is the requirements would be the functionality would be like text size should be bigger, or if the screen can be uh, spoken loud, that user can just hear the description and other things in the app. So those things can be included. That's nice. Availability. Okay, this is app should be online. It should be on either Azure or AWS hosted. Then these things are available up to that limit. But because customer is giving it to kind of vendor for development, so they want the app to be available almost all the time. Regular backup should be there. So yeah, that's quite obvious. So if something goes wrong, you should not lose all the customer data, all the customer history, or their current orders which are in transit. Not they ordered it before, but it's not reached to them. So that data should be there. In fact, so that can be done by the backups. I think daily backups for these things should be important. And then implementation plan. Okay, let's see again. What did we ask in here? It says detailed business requirement of an e-commerce app. So business requirements are already done. I think now it is telling us implementation plan, requirement gathering and planning, design and development, testing, development, pre-launch support, and all that. Okay, so this is extra from ChatGPT. I just asked for the uh, business requirements, detailed business requirements. That's it. I have not asked anything related to uh, planning for implementation and launching and everything. So that's different. Let me ask ChatGPT to remove the implementation plan. Remove the implementation from plan from above plan. Okay, everything is coming. Objective and everything is going. I won't touch it because first time when I touched it, it just stopped generating the result. Okay, it's done. All right, now it has only till non-functional requirement. Okay, what I will do next is because we have to produce it in front of customer, I will make sure that this plan is in the word file. Can you make this, can you generate word file from this result that I can directly send to my client? This also I'm telling it because maybe it will, let's see in the word file if it can generate anything that is more lucrative, showing it to the client. Analyzing. All right, that's a long time. So that is one thing. Sometimes ChatGPT takes longer time. I think it is because of the problems in the load on their servers. That's it, the performance issue. Okay, now it's ready. It says download e-commerce underscore app business requirement docs. Okay, so let me open let me save it here on my desktop. Then I'll open the desktop file and then let you guys see. Okay, all right. So the Word file is here, and let me adjust it in a way that we all can see it. Mm, okay, it's visible up to a limit. Okay, introduction, summary, functional. These asterisks I don't like and it's not needed. Admin features, non-functional requirement, conclusion. Okay, I was thinking that this will add some kind of stuff which are like lucrative to the client. It's like a business requirement for from this company, from that for that client. They generated all those that introduction page that we see normally, cover page, which is not here. That's fine. We have a fairly nice 3 pages business requirement here. Now, what I'm going to do is feed this requirement into ChatGPT, this Word file. Not feed, I think it's already in the database, so I don't have to upload it separately. I got the one Word file that I can send it to clients separately. Now what I'm going to do is ask ChatGPT to create test requirement for me. Can you use above business requirements and make a comprehensive test requirements? Come on, I'll say Excel sheet for each functionality. Let's see, what do they have? So they have a non-functional requirement, admin features, and functional requirements. So let's create for functional requirements first. For functional business requirements, all right, let's create this. I've said Excel sheet, so this time ChatGPT should not show me all the things, just directly give me an Excel sheet. See how easy it is. It used to take at least a couple of days to write the requirements, and let's see how big it takes. Normally for an app like e-commerce, it takes around a month to create test requirement from business requirement as well as a first draft of the test cases. Okay, Excel sheet is ready. I will download it. It says functional business requirement test case sheet, and then I'll open the file. Excel sheet is downloaded. I will open it in a bit and let you guys see. Yes, so let's analyze. It looks very small, maybe because Excel is not, the cells are not in the proper shape. Now we have made it. So user registration, there is a test scenario and a test case. That is strange because we asked for the business requirements test requirement to be converted into test requirement, not the test cases. So anyway, let's see, zoom it a bit and see. User registration login. Verify user can register using email, phone number, social media accounts. Okay, that has to be a little bit specific, which I think because ChatGPT doesn't know which social media account we are using. Facebook, login with Apple kind of stuff. So that can be updated later. Then it has generated a test case. Test registration with email, phone, social media, test login with the two-factor authentication. So registration and login, everything simple stuff is given, and this can be elaborated by testers, test designers later on. Product catalog, search filter, everything is simply written. It has a coverage wise, it is all good, but it is not detailed. So what we can do now is we can ask ChatGPT to create a detailed positive and negative test scenarios for user registration and login. Let me just copy this. Then go to ChatGPT, say create detailed test requirements for and include positive and negative scenarios. Let's see it right here. We'll create the Excel sheet later if it is okay. So this is one thing when we go into uh, details one by one, like in place of creating a complete sheet, if we just create a little bit of it one by one. Wow, I have created a detailed requirements for user registration and login, include positive and negative scenario. You can download it here. Okay. First thing, I did not ask it to make Excel sheet again. Maybe it just understood that I need it in an Excel format and I do not want it right here. So let me save the Excel, open it, see if it has anything of our use that we can use right away. All right, I think, come on, where is Excel? Here. Let me see if you guys can see it or not. Yes. Okay, so let's analyze. This is interesting. Test case IDs are here, TC1 to TC12. Register with valid email, valid phone number, valid social media account. Register, try to using the invalid format. So that's a negative scenario. Register using an already registered email. Okay, that's interesting. Register using an invalid phone number format. Register using an already registered phone number. Log in with the valid credentials, email, valid credential with phone number, valid credential with social media, and then invalid credentials of email, invalid credentials of phone number. I think if we make some kind of a chart, it has already covered almost everything in our test description. And verify, let's see the test scenarios. So this is our objective. Verify user can register using a valid email address. User is registered successfully and receives a confirmation email. So almost everything is ready. Now we are going to do a little bit of more detail. Ask the ChatGPT to include the test steps also in this one. Though we have asked only the user requirements, the test requirements, not the test cases. And it has given us something else. So okay, I won't save it. I will close all the Excel sheets. I'll come back to our ChatGPT and let's see. I will say, can you create test? Because in the Excel sheet that we saw, it has actually created test cases. I asked for test requirements, right? So our TCs are already there, but it has a correct mapping. It says the test case IDs are FR1 underscore TC1. That means functional requirement 1 and the test case 1. So functional requirements are already there, and the test cases are already mentioned there. So maybe just to be clear and just to make there is something called requirement traceability matrix. Let's try to make that one. Make requirements or requirement traceability matrix for functional, what do we call it, for the functional requirements. Let's see, it should give me the Excel sheet. Still analyzing. Okay, requirement traceability is ready. I will download it, open it, and then show it to you guys. All right, this is our requirement traceability matrix. Let's see. So perfect. There are total 15 requirements, and see how amazing it is. You don't even have to copy paste this stuff. User registration, it has these many test cases because I have, for this one, I have created test cases in many scenarios, positive and negative scenarios. The product catalog has only 2 test cases. It has considered 2. So see, the nomenclature is quite nice. Verification method, pass fail criteria, everything is ready in your requirement traceability matrix. So here we have done it only for the functional test case, functional requirements from our business plan, and we can see the test cases are all detailed in a detailed way ready. Like these are the test cases. This is just for user login and registration and login. Okay, so same can be created in detail for product catalog, for search and filter, for product details and shopping cart and everything, and can be put into the Excel sheet, and comprehensive requirement traceability metrics, your test scenarios, and all will be ready. Let's try one more for product catalog and then see what we get it. So let's go back to our ChatGPT and I'll just edit this one. Say in place of creating the test requirement for user registration and login, I will say product catalog and say include positive and negative scenarios. Or I shouldn't edit it, I should just make a new one so that the sequence of our overall ChatGPT prompt is ready. I'll say create a detailed test requirement for product catalog, include positive and negative scenario. I should get an Excel sheet which I can copy paste in my the master sheet. So two modules, registration and login, and product catalog, their test requirement, detailed test cases, positive and negative, are all ready. Okay, let's go to the product catalog. I will save it. I will open it and then display it to you guys. Give me a minute. Here we go. Let's see the quality of what ChatGPT has created. No, not this sheet. To open product catalog, yeah, this one. Let me just check if you guys can see or not. You can, yes. All right. This for product catalog. The scenario description is verified display of the product catalog with Sony products, with Microsoft products. The product images are displayed correctly, specifications is correct, product pricing are displayed correctly. So of course it should be matched with some kind of Excel sheet which is expected result. This one is in this way. Right, verify the customer reviews are displayed correctly. Catalog pagination should be there correctly. Okay. And then there are expected result. Verify filters and products by brand. Verify sorting of products by price, low to high. Verify the sorting of products by customer rating. Okay, so it has assumed some of the common filters here and common sorting orders here, and that put it there. So most of the things are already here. If there is some specific requirement from client, that can be added manually or that can be put directly into the ChatGPT prompt and can be added. So that's quite good, and it's ready to use. We just have to copy paste this one and it's all ready. Right. I won't be saving it. I can do one thing more, is let's try to do something bigger. We have done the test cases or positive negative test requirement in details for product catalog and user registration. Let's see if ChatGPT can do for all the other remaining uh, modules or not. So we are going to copy, make it for search and filter, product details, shopping cart, and blah 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 till project management by admin. Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT and let me just copy paste all those from Excel sheet. Okay, search and filter, and go to ChatGPT and ask it to do a lot of work within one go. I'll say, let me just, oh no, not the Excel sheet. Create detailed, why I just don't copy paste the thing. Our product catalog is done. And now what we are going to do is ask it to do for, come on, I don't need search filter, product details, and we have short. I'm just trying to to experiment something that is going to save a lot of our time. Checkout process and order management. Then we have customer support, user profile, product management. Okay. Then order management from admin side. Customer management for the admin side. Wow, this is going to be interesting that what ChatGPT creates here. Then we have analytics and reporting. Promotions and discounts. Wow, negative scenario for those. Let's see what ChatGPT can create. And now we are at the last one, the product management from the admin side. Okay, everything remaining is in one go, and we are asking them to include positive and negative scenarios. Let's see what it does. And then we'll ask it to make the test requirement metrics again. Let's just focus on this one first. It's gonna take time. I'm wondering if this thing comes right here, it's going to take or save at least a week of work of a junior QA or even QA leads, because here it will need a little bit of review but not that much. As a junior QA will do it first, and then some senior QA or the test lead or test manager will upload their stuff, review their stuff. Okay, so wow, it has named itself multiple functions. So two of them were already ready, so we are not creating any of them again, and this I will save. Let's see what miracle it has done. I will open the detailed test requirement, then make it available for you guys. Okay, here we go. So 1 and 2 was already done, functional requirement 1 and 2. Now we are 3, 4, 5 till should be 15. Yes. How many test cases we have total? 66. And let's see. So search by product name, invalid product name, search with no result, filter by price range, invalid price range. Yeah, some things are very subjective here, so it's up will be up to the tester how it's going to make invalid price range. So some things are very basic from ChatGPT side, but still it's very impressive that all your 15 test requirements description is ready, scenario is ready, and expected result is ready. And very impressive. Let's go see some end on sample basis. So requirement 15 has 5 test cases. Admin managing product categories. Manage product categories by admin. Product categories are managed by admin. Okay, that is not very detailed, but of course we have not given any details for ChatGPT to write it here. So it will just write some kind of a checklist that it should be able to manage, should be able to update the product specification, should be able to delete the product categories, verify the invalid categories managed by admin, attempt to manage the categories with invalid data. Okay, so yeah, description was a little bit confusing. What is an invalid category? But if they try to do some invalid data within a valid category that falls under this, proper error message should be displayed. Verify the invalid specification managed by admin. So product specification, if they write something, probably a non-supportive language or some special characters which is doesn't make any sense. It's up to the robustness of what kind of details check that developers want to put it here. But our generic test case is ready. I would say test requirement is ready. We do not have steps or anything, but this one I think is good enough for us to move forward. Okay, so test requirement is ready, and now we have positive negative scenarios for almost everything. Now what I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me a test requirement matrix once again. And previously we had just a lot of test cases only in one of them. Now I am creating in all of them. So let's see what ChatGPT does. Okay, now please create a test requirements matrix once again for functional requirements. Okay, now we'll have slightly different requirement traceability metrics compared to what we saw before. It should have more test cases now. Let's see. It's going to make the user, the hard work done by testers usually before, manual testers for writing test cases and all, is going to make things very easy for everybody. All right, so we have ready test requirement metrics of functional requirements. I'm going to save it and I'm going to open it. Okay, as I said, now we have more test cases on every product, every module, sorry, and verification method, pass fail criteria, everything is right there. So we have seen that we had a business requirement. We obviously created from ChatGPT, but if we get it from the client or reviewed by client and approved one that we can create the test requirement later on, then we can create the test requirement from that stuff, where it in. It's less than an hour since even I'm talking, and test requirement is ready. Our requirement traceability matrix is ready, and we are ready to go to directly jump into the review of these test requirement and requirement traceability metrics. So test cases and everything is also ready. So what I'm going to do now is I want those test cases to be a little bit more detailed. If you guys remember, if I see detailed test requirement, which is this one, it is in place of requirement. First thing it gave me test cases, which is okay. But now what I wanted to do is create the detailed test cases, and let's see whether ChatGPT can assume some of the navigation steps and uh, other step-by-step test steps. So let's see what prompt can I think of right now. Okay, create detailed test cases with, let me write that, detailed test cases for all functional requirements with following details in Excel in separate column. All right, separate columns. So what I want is a test objective. Right, let's start from there. Test case ID. Let me see what ChatGPT uses as the stuff. It says, yeah, test case ID, then test case description, then we have I should say test objective. I'll just leave it like that. I don't want to confuse ChatGPT. Description, test steps, status, which can be pass, fail, no run, and all that stuff. Let's say test data, assigned tester. So what I'm trying to do here is some Excel sheet with a specific format, so that can be directly, we put it on a SharePoint or shared drive or Google Drive, something where user can directly see what is assigned to them and they start executing and then update the status. And this can also be used if you're using some test management tool like TestRail, and if you know its columns and test IDs and other stuff, you can give those specific names of the columns here, and if ChatGPT generates an Excel sheet, you can directly upload it into your TestRail. So assign tester, we have test data. What else can we write for test scenario? Let's see, platform, iOS and Android. Test case, suppose if they have some kind of reviewer also. So assign tester is somebody executing, and I'll say test owner or author. The author is ChatGPT, but it can also be, we can say some other stuff also. Okay, give me a minute. Okay. Let's say test owner is there, and test reviewer. Test owner, is it a good thing? The author. one more thing for the scenarios, and if it is okay, then we can directly click on yes. Right, many things are open on my Excel sheet on my computer. All right, let's go. Okay, 1 minute. Test reviewer. Let's see what it can generate. And this one click is going to be like 1 week of work of uh, medium QA, medium experience QA. So if it generates everything here, things are going to be very easy. Test designers' time span will be very small. And if things go right, now I think QA team, they can be very fast in creating test designs. And specifically, if they go into a Jira the project management tool, and they get the requirements in terms of Jira tickets and stories, then creating specific test cases, going into ChatGPT, positive negative scenario, requirement traceability metrics, putting it into TestRail, linking it with the Jira tickets with the TestRail plugin. Everything is going to be quite fast. And what it will do is product development is going to be faster in the end, because when testers, they do the testing, it takes some time. Test designing and all that stuff takes time. If that can be squeezed in faster, it is going to. Okay, I saw something, error analyzing. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I was saying that if testers' task will be reduced with a similar quality, if that duration is reduced, then turnaround time of getting the bugs will be faster. And QA probably will get more time to do bugs finding compared to test case design and test plan and making the things ready. And that will be finally helpful in delivering the products faster, closing the sprints faster, if the sprints of development and QA are going into the similar sprint as a one team. All right, ChatGPT is still analyzing. I hope things are going correct and there will not be any kind of discrepancy compared to what previous Excel sheet we have created. So it is already helpful that what we have created till now, we can manually copy paste the stuff in different Excel sheet and make them available and ready as we want with new columns there. But if ChatGPT can do even this one for us, we'll be very quickly ready with our test plan and test cases and everything. But still, if you guys watch this video and you want to create the scenarios like this and make things easy for you, I will say still these things are highly untested, that ChatGPT is giving proper results or not, and they are properly fit into your uh, particular project or not. So what you need to do is spend more time in test case review. So create it faster in order to make it compatible, exactly customized for your project. Make sure that you review it better. Test requirement and everything should be there. Plus, some of the scenarios you might forget and you might need to add. We haven't asked in this one ChatGPT to add compliance scenarios for the platforms of Android and iOS. There are many guidelines from Apple, guidelines from Google Play if you are putting your Android one on Google Play, And maybe what we can do is get the latest guideline from Apple's developer store and ask them to generate the test cases out of it with our own test case ID, and then so that we can put it on a test management tool and update the state and see everything is being done or not, is properly executed, and we are following all the compliances properly or not. Okay, I think the prompt we have given to ChatGPT now is letting it do a lot of work, and I hope it is not gone into loop or some kind of getting stuck somewhere. Still analyzing. Ooh. And many times I saw it said error in analyzing, it stopped analyzing, and then it went back to analyzing. So that is something good. Maybe what is happening behind. Ooh, it says error analyzing, and then summary of what I have has been completed. Okay, we failed. Summary of what is okay. Can I just say retry? That's the first thing I want to do. It's going to analyze everything together. It has some error which we can analyze only when we have an Excel sheet or any other format. But this is quite good that a lot of things, people who are in the testing domain, they can still feel that even the final thing that we were doing is failed a bit, but uh, we are able to do almost a lot of work. I would say a week's work and continuous reading the Excel sheet and manually trying to compare and read the things. We have saved all that. Only thing was needed is the review. Your test requirement matrix is ready. Your test cases, test requirements are ready. Okay, I'm getting the similar results again. So if this time it stops, what I will do is make it a little bit easier for it. Because one thing is also true right now, there are a lot of assumptions that ChatGPT must be doing. So when I say write the test cases with test steps, so most of the steps in functional test cases is navigation, and ChatGPT has to assume a lot. Like you log in and click, you go here, go there, and everything that we have asked ChatGPT to assume. Probably that is taking time, but let's see. Interesting. There can be two reasons why it is taking long time. First, it may be going into too much detail. Second, there are a lot of reattempts for every failed action that is happening in the AI magic of ChatGPT. Okay, it's taking longer time then. I'll give it one last chance, maybe a couple of more minutes, and then I will stop it by myself. Till the time it's analyzing, maybe I can click on this link and see what happens. Okay, it's just some Python details. Oh, there are a lot of things are already ready, but it wasn't done. Let's see. It's getting some kind of thrill what ChatGPT is doing now. complex. All right, nothing much to do right now. What we can do is go into our business requirement again and see while this is creating, uh, we can discuss the thing like in our business requirement, functional business requirement, what is still left. So let me make it visible for you guys. Yes, here it is. And we go to our Word file and see in this whole thing what we have already done. Functional requirements is almost done, still in analysis phase. Admin features. We have not written test requirement test cases, but I think the process will be same. We go ask it with the similar prompt to write the test scenarios of the test requirements, positive and negative scenarios. That's it. It's gonna be very simple. And then non-functional would be very interesting because functional wise we can rewrite it very simple one, but then performance, if you say it should be open in 3 seconds, I think yeah, that's easy. Scalability, how to write the test cases for it. Well, that's easy, it should be there, but then there'll be some other tools. Performance testing tools must be used, security testing tools must be used, compatibility with different Android and iOS, that needs to be done. So a lot of test scenario creation is still pending. Uh, how to say the user is the app is intuitive and user friendly. That's called UI and UX feedback for an application, and you cannot just write test cases for it. It's not that straightforward. The QA has to wear the hat of end user, and also QA should have played the competitors and some other e-commerce applications so that they know what kind of user friendliness is already available in market, and then they can give their feedback. So usability wise it is very subjective anyway, and normally when me and my team does this UI UX feedback is during their normal execution time. When they see the feature first time, they uh, compare it with whatever experience they have as a QA and as an end user, and they give a feedback that normally goes in Jira ticket as improvement or suggestion from QA, that they can change some color, change some button sizes, or some kind of navigation or everything. All right, we'll go to ChatGPT and it says the error happened. So what I am going to do now is I will edit it. Go to edit here, create detailed test case for all functional requirements. I would not say all following details. Let's just say this. So here, though it has created the test cases for us, but we are assuming that we have asked it to create test requirements only for us, and it is might be getting confused that okay, I created the test cases already, why you want the test cases again. But let's see what it does. With time I think ChatGPT is getting slower, or yeah, this is a complete test suite that I'm asking it to make that normally takes 1 week or 2 weeks for a QA. And if I'm expecting ChatGPT to do it in 5 seconds, it's probably too much. But let's see. Still a lot of analysis. Okay, we can go back to our requirements once again and see what is left. I think if functional things are done, and then we do the similar things in admin features, and then go to non-functional features, and it should be good enough for us. Wow, still analyzing. Okay, yeah, you see it's still analyzing. Maybe it is confused that test cases are already there, and what are you asking me to do? Let's see. All right. While it's still analyzing, we can think about or talk about some other aspects of to ensure the testing of this e-commerce app. As we have the requirement of test scenarios to be, like it says, 1 million users should be concurrently able to test it. So tools that can be used to simulate 1 million users is JMeter, the best one, an open source tool that is currently being used, and you have some kind of access into the system uh, to increase the load on the system servers, then you can do that. Wow, I am seeing the same errors here. It says stopped analyzing kind of thing. I think we'll get the errors once again. But largely our test cases are ready here, so we can talk about the other scenarios. We're talking about the performance testing. So normally, though ChatGPT has said 1 million concurrent users kind of thing, but uh, the number, how many users should be able to do it, concurrent login and usage of the application, it comes from the business team. If they're launching within one country, or they're launching in a one particular region like Southeast Asia or India, then there should be some figure coming from the business team that how many users they are expecting to go. They analyze it, they do analysis with their marketing team and other teams, and then analyze that okay, we need at least the app to be assured, like for example 20,000 concurrent users. That's what they are expecting, the traffic on their platform. So as a tester, what we need to make sure is if the concurrent users are 30,000, not just 20,000, then app should be able to handle it. Performance can be a little slow because, okay, we got an error message. So this is proved that we are not going to get the detailed test cases here, that the scenarios and other things we have to write by ourselves. Maybe it is not being able to do it for all functional requirements. So we can make the work of ChatGPT a little bit lesser. What I will do is I will have the test case ID like FR2TC1. That is a product catalog related thing. And I will ask ChatGPT to write, let me write, say, create detailed test case for TCID FR2TC1. When I say detailed test cases, I would also like to write uh, add new columns named test, maybe status, signed QA, and author. Author, author is like the person who has designed the test case. Let's see, that should be fairly simple. Here we go. Okay, so I would say last time 2 attempts were not quite good because we used all test requirements or all test cases. So when we see one, I will save it and go into open the Excel sheet, then see what does it say, and I'll make it open for you guys. Here we go. The says okay, test case ID is this, description is verify display of the product catalog on Sony, test steps. Wow, that's very generic, but of course we cannot blame ChatGPT for that. Come on, I want to make this column a bit bigger. Go, okay, that's fine. Then steps, navigate to product catalog, verify the Sony products are listed, status, pending, well, it has assumed by itself, test data, we should have Sony products data, assigned QA, platform is an Android, test author, test reviewer. Okay, this is interesting because this time I have asked it not for test reviewer in the platform and anything, but it had added. So that is the progressive memory that ChatGPT has. So last time I asked for test author with wrong spelling, of course. It has used the correct test reviewer. This time I did not ask for test reviewer, but it has added. So it has combined the overall request I had before and after and tried to give me a good result. So I would say I'd give 100% to it. Maybe you guys can try creating more than one test cases uh, within one go. So we just define the test case IDs. In place of one, we define 2, 3, and then see how it happens. So I'm not going to do this. Next thing that I want to do is just escape. Oh, I shouldn't escape that. Let me just make what do we call it in the Word file? Non-functional requirements. So I would say create the test requirements for non-functional business requirements. Okay, create the test requirements for non-functional business requirements. Now it's almost a repeat of no, 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 not here. I should stop it and I should say, oh, Excel sheet is also available. Oh, is it available? No, no, right? Okay. Test requirement for non-functional business requirement in an Excel sheet. Oh, yeah, I do not want See what happens here. Excel sheet is ready and we are going to download it. And then open it. Alright, non-functional has 6 requirements. Let me open it and make you guys see it. Okay, you guys can see already. Alright, so performance app should be within 3 seconds. Measure, okay, test scenario. Measure the app load time under different network conditions. That is interesting. And then we have a test case of do it in 3G, 4G, and 5G. Okay, 5G is not included yet. Wow, nice. Then we have it's saying performance. Again, the search function should return within 2 seconds. Alright, it's very impressive what kind of details ChatGPT is giving. So measure the each function response time under different load conditions. Search function. Okay, search function, not each function. Test search response time with 100, 500, and 1000 simultaneous search requests. Okay, so this has given us performance testing scenario also included within one, where it will need a different tool for not just doing like that, but the scenario is good enough, so we have to go and use the JMeter or other kind of tool to increase the simulation of 5000 users, but the scenario is ready. Scalability, 1 million users. Of course, I said may not be 1 million users. This is just something assumed by ChatGPT. Maybe they compare it with Amazon or something. But some of the other e-commerce apps, if they are within a particular country, a particular region, then it will not be a million concurrent users. So ask from your business developer. Then security testing is also, there are different tools for security testing. And here it is just the basic SSL certificate is asked. Normally, if you are on AWS, your game or app is hosted on AWS or Azure, they have their own security test and they can do some basic ones, but you can of course create your own scenarios of what kind of things you want to test. It can be as simple as your different ports on AWS, if they are properly secured or not, or it can be very complex, going into like it's called penetration testing, where you do some kind of ethical hacking, and then try to go into the application and try to do something that an end user is not supposed to do it. You can change the price in the order, you can change the stuff on your database if you get the access as a hacker, and those things can be tested. Then compatibility on Android and iOS, though it is written as one scenario here, but normally there is a way to do it within your normal functional testing, which is when you do the functional test, just keep changing your devices after every 10-15% of test scenarios done, functional test scenarios done. You can just switch the device. So it is not that you have to test on all Android version 8 till 13 and iOS the version 12 to version 18, which is about to be, which was launched by Apple in a developer beta mode last week. So that should not be the requirement, but all the devices which are available to you, at least 3, the lowest, highest, and the middle somewhere, keep changing them while you are doing your functional testing. So test scenarios for non-functional are ready, so we are good enough and we don't have to save it. Then we go to our ChatGPT again and go for the next scenarios, which is functional and non-functional. Okay, I think everything is there. Okay, admin feature is left. So I will say create the test requirement for admin features, business requirements in an Excel sheet. Admin feature will be fairly details. Okay, one thing I forgot to do is asking for positive and negative scenarios. So I'll generate this Excel sheet again, or let's see what it happens. Okay, when it goes into analysis for a longer time. Okay, it's created. Let's see. I will download it, open it. Okay, fair number of scenarios are ready, and let me open it for you. Let's see what do we have. Okay, there are some empty columns on the empty cells in the B column. Let's see what it is. So let's say product management, add update, test scenario, verify adding a new product to the catalog, test adding new product with valid and invalid data. Product details should be added successfully and visible in the catalog. Okay. Order management, verify updating existing product details in the catalog, test updating the product details with valid and invalid data. Okay, I think it's writing positive negative scenario by itself without asking us to do. All right, this one is important. When I say admin feature requirement number 5, promotion and discounts, create an images, and then verify process of refund and detail, verify viewing and managing user account, blah blah blah. Okay, so they all belong to this one, test scenarios. One thing is important. Now it is telling us requirement ID when I ask to create the test requirement. But if you remember the previous test cases that we made, asked for the test requirement, it was giving us some kind of test case ID, right? Do you remember? Let me open the details and see. Yeah, it was giving the test case ID, right? Here we got requirement ID with the same prompt. So that is something, a little bit of difference we saw in ChatGPT. Now it is giving us a requirement directly. And initially I was expecting with all our previous prompts that we did that it will give us requirement like this first, and then it will create the test cases. So what I will do now is ask ChatGPT to do two different things. First, create the test cases from from above Excel, and add positive and negative scenario. Create test cases from above Excel and also include negative scenarios. All right, let's see what happens. So if you go into summary, with functional requirement, everything is ready. Test requirement, test cases, and requirement traceability metrics. Non-functional requirement test cases are ready, but I forgot to add negative scenarios. But if you use the same prompt, just use the negative scenarios, it will give it to us. For admin features, we are creating it now. So once that is done, I think we are completely done with our test case design for uh, the whole application of e-commerce. Okay, this is done. Let me download it, and then admin features test cases are, whoa, now it has given me the test cases in the similar format. Okay, let me open it. The good thing is, see the columns. The columns are added. ChatGPT understands that I want status, test data, assign QA platform, test author, and the test reviewer. So test steps are ready. Let's just check one of them. Add a new product with valid data. Then we have missing mandatory fields. That's a negative scenario. Okay. So navigate to the product management, add a new product with valid data, save, and fourth step is verify the product is added. Expected result, product is added successfully. Status, test data what you need, we need a valid data, and then all the things are there. So it will have this validity against the database and some of the field restrictions if we have added, like name of the product cannot have, for example, special characters. Quite good. Let's see a little bit more. What is this? Update the user information with invalid data. So it's up to the user, up to the tester, what kind of invalid data they want to put there. Maybe in the name of user, they want to put digits or a special character or a lot of spaces, or trying to increase, go to the limit of the field restriction, like try to create a name with 50 English letters kind of thing. So those scenarios are on tester and how they want to change it. But if you go into the summary, our test cases for uh, this admin feature are ready, and almost a whole test plan is ready, right? Just to do the completing of the stuff, I will create this one again, test requirement for admin features, and I will say, oh, not this one, say create test cases for admin features with positive and negative scenario included. So this will complete our test case design. Like a complete test suite is ready in less than 2 hours, and that's the time when we were waiting for ChatGPT to respond and talking a lot and analyzing the result and many things. So I would say if somebody is doing it without like getting the distraction of creating a video, then it should not take more than 1.5 hours. And this whole scenarios I can say with my 16 years of testing experience that if functional QAs are doing it, the designing for a 3-4 year experience QA, including a reviewer, it should take at least 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Okay, this is our last download the features. Let me open it. Okay, admin feature full test cases. Here we go. Make you guys, so you guys see it already. Okay. Mm, So yeah, test scenarios are ready. Positive and negative steps are ready. You can review it. You can write the statuses. Test data is there, and QA author and everything is there. So here, I would like to just end this video. We have done a lot of things, Excel creations. Some copy paste will still be needed from different tables and all. Create one master sheet with test requirement, test cases, and everything at one place, or just put everything on one folder. Whenever you are going to execute, make another copy of your test cases, rename it with the date and some timestamp, like when you are executing with that test cycle, and then you are done. So here, going to be at the end of my uh, this video, and I hope people who are testers across the world and people who want to be without using any tester, they want to create their test design or create a complete test suite, it can be helpful for you. uh, 50, I should say 60-70% of it is all okay. Your product will be nice if you execute all that stuff, but if you better take help from some uh, expert QA, at least for the first few times or the first launch of your product, that they execute, review the test cases properly, test requirement properly, and have some kind of, I would say some of the requirements are still missing because we did not ask ChatGPT to do it, like localization. If you are in Southeast Asia or some other countries which are not English speaking, then you have to test the localization also. So that's all for today, and I'll make another ChatGPT video trying to get help from ChatGPT to do some regular work that we used to do and do it faster. Thank you very much for your time.